Hello my friends, I hope you are having the most magical day. My name is Helena and I run the blog called Simple Joys. Today we're going to be talking about why we must add more playfulness and whimsy to our everyday life. To be a more joyful person, to be someone who experiences gratitude on a daily basis, someone whose natural personality set point is happy, positive, joyful. We've got to incorporate playfulness because spontaneity, playfulness, whimsy, all of that combines to make a more joyful person. We start seeing more joy around us when we approach life as a playful experiment. So let's go into a few key points on how you can add more playfulness, whimsy, and spontaneity to your everyday life to increase your joy. The first tip is loosen up. We are on a floating blue ball in the middle of a galaxy. Like, how crazy is that? It's so vital to remember that we are so insignificant and we are so small. That actually gives us a lot of freedom. We feel liberated and free to express ourselves as we are, to have more fun, to loosen up and enjoy life. When you see that "You Are Here" poster, it can actually be a beautiful reminder to have more fun, to enjoy life, to liberate yourself from the demands of you should take life seriously, or life is supposed to be hard and you're supposed to learn lessons from it, and karma and all this stuff that's shouted to us, right? I notice that I feel a lot of freedom, like a weight's been lifted off of my shoulders when those expectations go away, when I am reminded to have more fun, to not take life seriously, and to loosen up. The second thing you can do is to allow yourself to play and ask yourself these questions. Let's say that you have something really specific that you need to do for work, for your chores, for your life, whatever. Ask yourself, what is the most fun way I can think of doing this right now? Allow the answers to flow up within you, right? Allow the answer to bubble up within you instead of trying to think so hard, right? Don't rationally think about it too hard. Ask yourself, how can I make this more fun for me? And just allow stillness, right? Allow for some silence and some stillness into your life, as we've talked about in previous videos. And then ask yourself, what feels like the path of least resistance? So what of the options that you have, if you're trying to figure out whether something is upstream, like it's really hard to do and it feels really challenging and rough, and you're forcing and efforting yourself to do something, or if it's downstream, if it flows more easily, if it feels more natural and like divinely guided, that you're meant to go this direction, right? So ask yourself, what is the path of least resistance? What feels like, right? And then go in that direction. The third tip, do not limit yourself. I don't know if you've seen this movie called Unicorn Store, but it's on Netflix and it stars Brie Larson. And it is such a beautiful film, an example of how to add more childlike wonder and playfulness to our life. I really recommend seeing that film. She has this beautiful way of being herself and being open and remaining childlike, but not childish. And that's a key point that I want to bring up. Remain childlike in your wonder, in your openness to life, in your the way that you look at things. Be open to being childlike, but don't be childish. Childish is immature. Childish is irresponsible. Childish is not paying your bills on time, not listening to yourself, not practicing self-care. Which brings me to my next point of create boundaries with the people in your life. So often we strive for external approval from other people. We fear external expectations from other people. What will people think of me? Will people think that I'm immature, that I'm childish, that I'm not acting like a grown-up? There's this balance we need to strike between remaining childlike in our wonder and our openness and our joy for living, and being responsible. Oftentimes we focus so much on being mature and being an adult. We focus too much on what the expectations of people in our life think of us. And we've got to slow that down. We've got to start creating blocks and barriers between what people think of us. And that's another video I made on don't dim your light to be relatable, because that is the greatest way that you can stifle all the joy out of you. All the uniqueness and specialness and creativity and love that you have within you, that is a sure way to block it. So if you want to add more joy, more whimsy, more playfulness to your life, you've got to stop thinking about what other people think of you, because that is the road to disaster, my friends. That is a road to not staying true to yourself and not remaining authentic to you, because no one is like you. You are special in your unique way. There is no replica or clone of you, of your special uniqueness, your special sauce, your superpowers. No one has what you have in the way that you do it. And when we start thinking about what other people think about us, what the expectations of approval of other people, that's when we stifle our creativity, our joy, our playfulness. And we should really look to Brie Larson in Unicorn Store, because she has all the answers there. Another way that you could add more play and whimsy into your life is to make room for spontaneity. Take a different commute on your way to work, right? Ask your partner or the person you're dating or your friend, ask them to spontaneously meet you somewhere like an hour before. Just text them or call them and say, hey, you want to meet me at this place? Like an hour before, meeting them. I used to do this with my boyfriend, now husband, years ago when we were dating in New York City. I used to text him 30 minutes before, and I would say, hey, you want to meet me at this bar in 30 minutes? Hey, you want to meet me at this restaurant in an hour? And it would be 11 o'clock at night, and he'd be like, okay. And there was so much spontaneity in our relationship back then, and we still do that now. One of the things that we actually do now to add more spontaneity and playfulness to our relationship is we do different date nights that are kind of on a theme. So we'll go rock climbing one night, or I'll ask him randomly to meet me at the trampoline park, and we'll just jump on trampolines for an hour. And it's so fun. And it's a great way that we've been able to keep more spontaneity and playfulness in our relationship by meeting up at places that you wouldn't expect for a date night, right? Movies, restaurants, but instead meeting up at places like trampoline park, rock climbing, the park. Be spontaneous. Make last minute plans. Change up your commute. Go walk down a path that you've never walked down before. If you have a standard way that you walk somewhere, change it up. Take that little wooded path through the forest, right? I've been doing that recently. In my small village here in France, I recently took a little wooded path through the dense forest that seems very hidden and very dark, but I crawled through it and I discovered the most beautiful clearing and the meadow with the wildflowers, and it's so secluded and no one goes over there, and I've been going there every day. It was all because I spontaneously followed my gut, followed my intuition, and ventured down a path that I normally wouldn't go down, and it felt very playful. It felt very whimsical. I felt like a little forest fairy when I was going down this new path that I never ventured down. So look for the spontaneity. Look for the playful moments when you can change up your routine or change up your schedule. Any opportunity that you can find where you can switch things up, go for it. It's a great way to make life feel more adventurous when you do that. And the fifth tip to add more playfulness and whimsy into your everyday life for more joy is to change up the way you dress. On different days, I wear outfits that are completely different from the next. One day I'll wear a super leather, dark outfit of a dark hat, leather pants, studded shirt with all these bracelets and bangles, black lipstick, purple lipstick, and then the next day I'll wear something super old-fashioned and feminine and pearls, and I'll just change up my outfits every few days to have different styles. A lot of people say that in terms of style you should stick to one thing that really works for you, your color palette and stuff, and I agree with that. I agree that you should learn what works for you, what makes you feel the most flattering and confident, but I have found that for me to be more playful and spontaneous with my life, I treat life as if it's a play. Think of life as if I'm on stage and I can play and experiment, and and that's another thing. Treat life as an experiment. Treat your time on earth as a playful experiment where you can throw all the paint on the canvas and just see what sticks. See what feels good to you, and then if it feels good, stick with it, and if it doesn't, move on. And that doesn't mean to say that everything will feel good all the time. There'll be days and weeks where something you were doing for a while that felt fun and playful to you in that moment won't feel fun and playful the next week, and that's totally okay. That's where we treat life as an experiment and pick up different things, different hobbies, different outfits, different styles, different foods, and try new things. It's so easy to get stuck in our comfort zone and not venture out and try something new. So I encourage you to find one thing every day that's a little bit of newness to your day. Maybe that's having your hot chocolate or tea in the morning or coffee in a beautiful teacup on a saucer. Putting on some bright neon pink lipstick that just pops out your lips and makes you feel a little bit more playful. Play with it. Treat life as an experiment. When you laugh and when you have fun, you're able to relax. And when you tap into that relaxation, all these ideas, inspiration, creativity, flow, all of it just bubbles up within us. We're able to access more creativity, more joy, more ideas, insight, inspiration when we can relax. And when we have fun, when we laugh, when we play, it helps us relax. Your positivity creates opportunities for you. With that positivity, that joy, that playfulness that you have in your life, you can manifest anything you want. When you come from this really good, feel-good, joyful, positive place, this place that stems from being playful, whimsical, and being relaxed, having fun. Open that joy to flood in. You can access new opportunities, new situations that would never have been there before if it weren't for you being so open, so playful, so open to delight and fun and pleasure, right? So my friends, I hope this video helps you in finding more joy, whimsy, playfulness, so that you can have such a joyful life for yourself. That's when life becomes more fun. And that's why we're here, isn't it? We're here to have fun. We're here to play. Because remember, big picture, we're on a blue ball floating in the massive universe, and that is so cool. And we're here to have fun. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed listening to this, I hope it resonated with you. If you like this content, you want to see more of it, if you have any questions or comments, or you want to tell me about your life and how you've added more play, please be sure to leave a comment below. And if you want to see more videos from the Simple Joys channel, be sure to subscribe. I post every Thursday, either about my life in France or talking about slow living and joy and positivity and ways that you can find more gratitude in your everyday life. I hope this video supports you, inspires you, uplifts you in any way, and have a magical day, my friends, and I will see you next Thursday here on the Simple Joys.